Frederick Douglass Academy 7.
State your name, please.
My name is Brandon.
My name is Ardell. You can address me by that boss.
What is your favorite subject?
History.
What is your favorite thing about school?
Trips.
What is your worst thing about school?
Work.
What is your favorite sport in FDA?
Soccer.
Why?
Because that's where I grew up playing. My big goals.
Will you ever join a soccer team?
Yes. You mean in the league now?
What?
Yes, I will. You want another team?
Any soccer player, which one?
Okay.
If I could be a soccer player?
Me.
Neymar Jr.
What's your name?
Dante.
What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is basketball and football.
Why?
Because I love it and I was playing it since a young man.
What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is math.
What do you like about school?
I like free.
So, can I have your name?
My name is Addie.
Which school do you go to?
I go to FDA 7, Frederick Douglass Academy 7.
What's your favorite subject in the school?
Okay, my favorite subject, I'm gonna be honest, is probably geometry because Miss Saunders is my best teacher.
So, you play any sports?
I play volleyball.
Who's your favorite player?
I play volleyball in the school. Okay?
Who's your favorite player in volleyball?
I don't watch volleyball in real life. I just play volleyball in my school.
Okay.
But in sports wise, my favorite basketball player would have to be Stephen Curry. I don't give.
Why?
Stephen Curry is
Can I?
because he is big.
He's a band. You're a bandwagon, but okay.
What year did you join Frederick Douglass Academy 7?
I started in 2018 for the fall semester.
How would you say your connection is with the kids you work with?
I feel I have a great connection with the kids, and I hope that they would feel that. I think I greet them each day with respect, and I would hope that they feel that they're heard when they speak to me.
What inspired you to take on this profession?
I actually wanted to be a guidance counselor since I was in high school. I went to a very large high school and I felt very ignored during my high school, and especially when it came down to the college process, I felt very ignored. So I always had that feeling that if I had the opportunity to work with students, especially during the college process, that I would want to give every student the opportunity to be heard.
How have your experience been since you started Frederick Douglass Academy 7?
Okay, so Frederick Douglass Academy 7, working here has been very different for me. I've only been a guidance counselor for the last 3 years. My first 2 years I was working in a transfer high school where the average student is 17 years old. Right now at Frederick Douglass, I'm dealing with students who are 13, 14, and 15 years old, and it's an adjustment because their level of maturity is a lot different than a 17-year-old who's trying to graduate high school than a 14 or 13-year-old who's just entering high school and still dealing with the idea of not being in 8th grade and not being in middle school anymore.
What inspired you to take on this profession?
Wow. One of my college professors encouraged me to get into teaching, as well as I had a roommate in college who was going through a nursing program and she needed help in math. And I started to help her with her homework, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, you make it sound so easy, you should teach." And so here I am.
How has your experience been since you started Frederick Douglass Academy 7?
Wow. So FDA 7 is actually my third school in New York City. And it's different in the sense that I am in a different role. When I came to FDA 7, I came in as an assistant principal. My other previous school, I was a math teacher. So it was a transition upwards. And so I had to take on different role. I had to take on the role of an administrator, a disciplinarian outside of the classroom. But in all, it's somewhat the same because I serve the same students, the same community.
How would you say your connection is with the kids you work with?
My connection, it depends on the role that I'm playing. So when I'm playing a teacher role, it's different in the sense that I have to take off the administrative part sometimes, and not to say that I'm not the disciplinarian. I'm still a disciplinarian, but it's somewhat toned down versus when I put on the assistant principal role, then it gets a little bit more stern, and I have to, sometimes I have to make some tough decisions, whether I'm dealing with the parents or I'm dealing with the students.
What year did you join Frederick Douglass Academy 7?
So I am the founding principal, and the school was founded in 2004.
How would you say your connection is with the students you work with?
I think my connection is very strong to our student body. I grew up in Brownsville, a few blocks away, so I feel very connected to the community, very connected to just Brooklyn at large because I was educated in Brooklyn. Obviously, I am a lot older than my students. However, there are geographic and cultural connections.
What inspired you to take on this profession as a principal?
I've always worked with young people. Even during my teen years, I worked with the youth in my community. I enjoyed teaching. I have teachers in my family. My aunt is a teacher. I have cousins who are teachers, and I love working with young people and just being a part of their growth and development.
How have your experience been since you started Frederick Douglass Academy 7?
It has been a roller coaster ride. A lot of highs, some lows. It's been a thrill. I think the greatest gift is that when you see students, former students, who are now teaching or who are entrepreneurs or who are in other professions, and you have the opportunity to work with them, they have the opportunity to also give back to the school community.